Hi everyone! Thank you so much for tuning in dito sa Buhay sa Amerika. It's Real Talk, Real Conversation. Today actually I'm just going to give you tips about sales. If you already have a job about sales, then congratulations. And if you don't have a job and you're looking for a job, I think the best job ever that you can actually make a lot of money is sales. So if in case you want to sell a house, or if you want to sell a car or vehicles, or simply you want to sell a makeup or cosmetics, or you want to sell different kind of product that you like, then of course sales is the best job ever if actually you love the job. So now let's talk about sales, because a lot of people sometimes end up feeling disappointed because they thought that sales is about selling. Actually, sales is not just selling. If you work in a department store, the sales job actually covered so many things, so many area. You also have to pitch in cleaning the store. You also have to clean the merchandise that you have in your store, and then of course you are responsible with money, handling money, and different kind of tasks that you have to do that your manager assigned. Now if you are a manager, then you actually have to do everything, because if you work hard and show your employee that you can do everything, then they too want to do things. So anyhow, let's start about sales. Now I'm going to give you three components about sales, why it is very, very important. Number one, you have to know your company history and your company statement, or mission statement rather, and vision about that company. And then you also have to know the product knowledge is very, very important. And then of course the most important is benefits and features. And then of course if you do not know the product knowledge and benefit of features of your product or merchandise or whatever you're selling, then you're going to have a hard time selling. But if you know all those things, it is easy to sell. It's because you feel confident, and whatever question that may arise by your customer or client, it is easy for you to answer. Now, here's the hard part. If ever, just if, okay, if ever your customer or client asks you a question and you are not 100% sure what to say or how to answer it, always let them know, be honest and be bold, and said that, oh, I am so sorry, I don't know all that information, but I will get back with you soon as I found out the information. It is always better to actually honesty. Is being honest. It's better to let the customer know that you don't know the answer, rather than trying to create an answer and making them feel that you know the answer. You know what I mean? So never mislead the customer or client. Now, if in case you are into sales, not every day you can sell a merchandise or products. This is the actually the hard part that a lot of salespeople sometimes ignored or take for granted. When it comes selling, you have to actually do a cold calling. What is cold calling? Actually, you have to go to the store or your company files, and people who did not purchase the products in your company or merchandise, or the people already bought the product and merchandise, you have to let them know that your company has a new shipment or new electronic or whatever that your store are selling just arrived in some new technology, and then you want to reintroduce to that customer to update what they have already bought. Of course, it has to do with homework. You have to actually go through their files and find out what they have bought in the past 5 years, 2 years, a year ago, or 6 months ago. You truly need to do your homework. And then of course, if in case you find yourself you can't sell at all, don't worry about that, because in sales it doesn't matter whether you have experience or not. Somehow somebody is going to buy something from you. It's all about the number. Make sure you approach every person or every customer or every client that comes in your office or in your store. Make sure that you talk to them and never be picky, okay? When I say picky, it's because a lot of salespeople, when they see different kind of people, customer or client, and if they don't dress properly, or if they don't talk right, or they look different, sometimes they try to avoid them because they make some judgment. Never judge anyone who comes into your store, because I'm going to give you a scenario. I used to work in one company, and it was a furniture store, and this gentleman came in to the store, and he looked so dirty. He got so many grease all over his shirt and his pants, and then his hand was so black with the grease, and then nobody wants to talk to that gentleman. So anyway, since I love people, I approached him and I said, "Hi, how are you, sir? How you doing?" And then he was like, "Oh, I am tired. I was just finished fixing my customers' cars, and it's my lunchtime, so I am here just trying to browse around." So I said, "Oh, no problem. I am not doing anything, so go ahead and browse around. But if you have any question, let me know, okay?" And he said, "Okay." And then when he said, "Okay," I said, "By the way, my name is such and such. What is your name?" And then he said, "Oh, my name is such and such also." So I said, "Oh, okay, thank you then. Have a great day. Go ahead and browse around. And if you have any question, it doesn't matter what is the question, just try to find me, because the store is a warehouse, so it's huge. So I said, just find me or have somebody page me." So to make the story short, the gentleman just said, "Okay, no problem." So he browsed around, and I was like a little bit farther from him, just watching him what he's doing. So I just observed, and then after that he said, "Oh, such and such, thank you so much for your hospitality. I'll be back." And I said, "Okay, no problem." So anyway, I didn't think about it. I just, tried to be nice and polite. So I did my own little business inside the store, and I didn't say anything. So long behold, the gentleman came back after a week. So he was looking around all over again. So I approached him and I said, "Hi, how are you? How you doing?" Blah, blah, blah. And then he said, "Oh, I'm just looking." And I said, "Okay, no problem." And then the third day, he came back. It was Saturday. And then I approached him again, and we talked a little bit and chit-chat. And then after that, he was like, "Oh, I have wrote something on this paper. Can you check if it is available?" And I said, "Okay, fine." And then I was checking different kind of merchandise. And guess what? What happened? The man or the gentleman bought like $10,000 worth of furniture. See, in my story, the reason I am telling you the story, you do not, if you are in sales, okay, you do not judge the person, whether they look raggedy or not, or they look like rich. You still have to treat them the way you want to be treated. So in other words, customer service count. So if you know how to treat people, they will come back to you over and over. So anyway, let's get back in sales. So now, for example, if you don't sell anything, don't worry about it. It will come, okay? It's all about numbers and ups. See, in sales, it takes, for example, if the company has 50 people or employee, you have to actually sign. Every time you want to sell, you put your name on that sheet, and then if it is your turn, then you can approach the customer. But of course, if it is not your turn, you can't do that, because the other employee will be really mad at you, because it's all about money, okay? So in sales, it's all about money. Now, there are two things in sales. You are in salary or in commission. But for me, since I know that I can sell, I rather work for commission, because it's sure money. I mean, for example, if you can sell 5,000, 10,000, or $50,000 or 100,000, imagine the commission that you're going to earn, okay? But if you are not so sure that you can do it, then might as well get into salary. That way, if in case you can sell, you still have a little money. So this is why it's very, very important that you do your homework. Number one, learn your company history and the mission statement and vision of the company. Because if you come across with a computer savvy person, before they even talk to you, they already try, or they already find out everything about your company. That is one of the reasons that they actually drove to your company or to your store. So most of the time, especially in 2018, a lot of salespeople already also know everything that they want to say to the customer or client, and they know exactly how to close the deal. So this is one of the reasons that you have to actually do your homework. That way, if the customer actually is educated about sales and about the products and merchandise, you can also answer them the right way, because you don't want to mislead anybody as far as information about the product and merchandise and about your company. Now, this is the hard part. A lot of people in sales, they love to gossip, they love to sit around. Don't get involved. People who think money, who think success, you don't go to work to make friends, okay? You don't go to work and try to make friends and sit around and tell each other story or what happened with other person or their family's problem. Never get involved. Stay away from that kind of scenery or energy. Make sure that when you go to work, you are there to actually do your goal. A lot of people or salespeople actually, they do not know that if they work 8 hours, then every hour, for example, if the manager or the supervisor assign you to have a goal of $5,000, so you have to actually divide that $5,000 to 8 hours. That way you know exactly what is your goal for that day. Now, if in case most of the customer or client that you talk to are not interested in buying, guess what? This is why it's very important that you know what is your job description and what is your products information and the benefit and features of the merchandise, is because you can always offer layaway. I'm not so sure if you know layaway. Layaway is it's part of selling that if you don't have enough cash, you can actually put a down payment. Like for other people, you can put 5% or 10% or however the customer wants to put down. For example, if it is 5%, some customer or client, they want to put 50% right away. That way they can take the merchandise home right away. So you can offer layaway. And then if the customer are not interested in layaway, you can also offer like repair service, different kind of things, and try to find out exactly what is your store or company offer when it comes customer service, because even in talking to people, you can sell. Now, for example, if you are selling, I'm just talking about an example, okay? If you're selling car or house or makeup or cosmetics or electronic gadget, you always have to actually sell like multiple items. That way you can make extra money. Like for example, I'm just using example, video camera. If you're selling a camera, what is the next that you want to actually introduce to your customer is the camera lens. And then what else that you also want to introduce? The camera bag. That way they have a bag that they can put their accessories. Then what else? The next one is tripod. And then you want to actually recommend different kind of things. And then of course you want them to also buy a camera lens cleaner, because sometimes they have to use the lens over and over. So that's only an example, okay? And then you also have to sell the warranty. Why you have to sell the warranty is because that is where your commission is, because if you sell the warranty, then of course you have to explain to the customer why is it important, because maybe they drop their camera or something happened with the camera, then they won't be wasting their money in buying the camera because they have the warranty. There are so many things actually that you can learn about sales. And then of course, most important in sales, that a lot of people or a lot of salespeople take things for granted. Very important. Soon as you go to work, make sure that you do your tasks. Because a lot of people think sales is just standing around saying, hello, hi, how are you? Nice meeting you. Thank you for coming in. It's not just like that. You have to actually sell, because that is your job. Because if you sell, then of course your manager, your district manager, and then the company CEO or the company president, they will acknowledge you that you are a great employee. You know why is it very, very important to be acknowledged, to for the company to acknowledge you? Is because it feels good when the company actually notice that you are there to work. Because there are so many employee nowadays, I'm not trying to pinpoint, okay, but there are so many employees who just go to work for paycheck, and then they are not helping the company. The reason the company hired you so that you can help them to make money. In the same time, the reason you want to work for them because you want to earn money. So it actually worked both ways. Anyway, if you have any question about sales, just write down below, and if you have some other question that you want to know, then maybe I can make another video about that. But for now, those are just tips that I can share to you. So if you want to become a successful salesperson, make sure that you know your company history, your company mission statement and vision about that company. And then also, most important thing is do your own homework by trying to learn the product's information, product knowledge, and then of course the benefits of each merchandise or product and features. That way, when you do start selling, you can sell what you are selling. Actually, it is only through demonstration and presentation where the sales began. So now, don't be afraid in sales because it's all about product knowledge. And then if this is not what you want, then at least try to learn. That way when you purchase something, you know exactly what you're getting into. Because a lot of times also, customer, they don't know anything about the products, and then when they go home, they end up returning the product because they don't know nothing about that. So this is most important, is you actually try to educate the customers or the client about the benefit and features. That way it will be sure that you have sold that merchandise. Otherwise, they're going to return it, and then it's going to affect your sales productivity and your commission or salary. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in, and don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and of course subscribe my YouTube channel. Anyway, thank you and God bless you.